Hello, lovers. I am Josie the Fiend. You may also know me as Ms. Dixie if you come and see me at Cheetahs, where I dance in Hollywood, California. Recently, I asked you guys for questions. I'm going to give you answers. First one, what do I miss about Washington? I'm originally from north of Seattle, went to school in Tacoma, and then I lived in Seattle for a long time. Seattle is where I first started stripping at the Sands in Ballard. Loved my Sands crew. Um, I honestly don't miss a whole lot about Washington. I miss my favorite people there. I miss my parents. But Seattle is just kind of not there anymore. Like, all my favorite stuff is gone. Knock Knock is gone. Hurricane is gone. Yeah, I could go on and on forever. I definitely don't miss the weather. I like being in Los Angeles, like a lot. What are my current lift maxes? So I should probably first explain that I do not bench press. I know that's a sin. I know that's awful, but I don't. I have breast implants that are under the muscle, and one of the quickest ways to ruin your breast implants, have you ever seen people that they've got like a cavern in between them? That's from excessive muscular development in the pectorals, because it tends to pull them, because my implants are sitting underneath those muscles. So I do not bench press. I also have a lot of wrist problems that kept me from bench pressing anyways, so no big loss there. Squats, I am currently able to do 110 pounds for 5 reps. Once upon a time, last year, before my spine issues, I was able to do 170 for a double. My ultimate goal is to get to the point where I can squat 200 pounds for a double. Yeah, here's hoping that happens. Deadlifts, I'm currently doing deadlifts at 135, which is nothing special. Again, back before my spine issues, I was deadlifting at 250, I want to say, for a personal best. I was able to do 250 for a triple. What else do I have? Oh, shoulder press. Again, I don't really do that anymore because of my nerve pinch issues. Nothing sets off my nerve pinch faster at this point than doing a barbell shoulder press. So I have to do single hand now, and I'm doing single-handed presses with 20 pounds right now. That might be as good as that gets, because nerve pinch is no good. How did I get started lifting, and what do I love about it? I got started lifting in high school because I hated cardio. I developed breasts when I was 11 years old. By the time I was 13, I was wearing a double D bra. My idea of hell was anything that involved bouncing or running. Hated it so much. So obviously the instant that there was a weightlifting course allowed as an option, I was all about it. Actually, I think I remember doing my first one when I was in 8th grade. So that would be middle school. But yeah, so that's where it started. And I really got a kick out of being like one of the stronger women in the entire school. Like, they would post the numbers to try and get us to kind of compete. I think that was mostly for the student athletes, but I was all about it. And there was only one girl, hey Katrina, if you're out there, who was able to lift more than me in all the weightlifting classes. And but she really whooped me though. She lifted way heavier. So anyways, that's when I fell in love with it, and I picked it back up after college. I gained a lot of weight my senior semester of college. A lot of stress, had a long-term boyfriend at the time, so I kind of did that whole letting yourself go thing. I ballooned up to, I believe, 163 pounds at my heaviest. I'm only 5'5.25", so that was really heavy for me. And when I started working out, I discovered bodybuilding.com, which I know is kind of like a broken record. You hear so many people they got into lifting because they hit up that website. I am one of those people. It got me back into it. I started lifting really heavy. I actually really wanted to compete at one point, and I was 3 weeks into prep when I got hit by a car. So that's why I have all these tattoos decorating my surgery scars from that. So yeah, it took me a long time to get back to lifting, but I have gotten back into it. I love it because of so many things. I love the way I feel while I'm doing it. I love how I feel after I do it. And I love the results. I have never been more in love with my body than I have been when I have been strong. Like what I see and what it can do, it is so cathartic and soothing, and it's a healing thing to me. Like, once upon a time, I used to describe the dojo, my martial arts school, as the closest thing to church in my life. And now I think I would say it's both the stage at work and under the bar when I'm working out. There's just nothing else like it. I highly recommend it. If you've never tried it, especially you ladies out there, oh my God, it's an experience. I highly recommend strength training. What else do I have? Would you ever do a stage show to Like a Surgeon by Weird Al while wearing scrubs? Fuck yes, I would. Hello, Tanner. Fuck yes, I would. I have definitely gone up to White and Nerdy by Weird Al on stage on more than one occasion. And while very few people in the audience got it, I got it. And it was fun and it was awesome. So I would totally do that. Who knows? Maybe one of these days I will. You know, I'll film it for you. Who would you rather eat your brains? Zombie Bowie or Zombie Prince? I would have to go with Zombie Bowie. Just because I grew up with more Bowie than Prince. Prince kind of came and became part of my life just as an artist. I didn't know him, obviously. Later, like once I became an exotic dancer. Whereas Bowie, like Labyrinth, changed my life. So, yeah, Zombie Bowie. How hard is it to vacation in Japan? It is not that hard. Don't let the language barrier and the different culture intimidate you. Definitely go. It's amazing. Things are very kind of logical there. Like the train system, it seems so intimidating, especially if you have no grasp on the language, but it's really easy once you get the hang of it. Things are definitely expensive there. And also, like, it is kind of hard when you have limited time, but there is so much to see and to do and to eat. But it's amazing. I definitely recommend going. I have a deep and terrible love of contrast, of dichotomy, and Japan is just such an amazing dichotomy. I mean, the contrast of the modern and the traditional, of the Western and the Eastern, it's beautiful. I fucking love it. You should really go. How can I get a girlfriend? Having never had a girlfriend myself, I don't know how qualified I am to answer that question. I think the key is to just sort of be dateable, you know? Like, if you are so deeply sad about being single or so deeply sad about your past relationships that you're carrying that with you everywhere you go, you gotta do some work, I think, first. You know, like, are there people out there who can totally handle that and love you despite that? Yeah, they're out there, they exist. But you're really narrowing your field. You know? Also, gosh, being in the right place at the right time is the key, right? So that means you've got to be somewhere. If you're a homebody, then you need to be online. If you are someone who's into very specific stuff and it's important to you that your significant other is into that too, you better be there. So yeah, you know, try and accept more invitations. I met my husband because I finally fucking went over and visited my best guy friend at his apartment. Like, I literally would turn down invitations constantly, and I finally stopped doing that so much, and my husband walked through the door. So, that's my advice on that. Taco Bell or taco truck? That's a tough one for me. I haven't had Taco Bell in forever, and I just, oh man, I miss it. But that's tough because you go to Taco Bell, you pretty much know you're gonna get sick, but you're not gonna get like deathly sick. Like I've never gotten E. coli or anything. Whereas taco trucks, might be, I get scared. I'm not gonna lie, I get kind of scared. But you know what? Fuck it. I live in Los Angeles. I'm gonna say taco truck. I'm gonna go with it. Because I love that shit. What would you do if you only had 24 hours to live? That's kind of deep. I would definitely talk to my parents. I wouldn't have time to fly, so I would have to call. So I would talk to my parents. I would probably make a video like this, just like bearing my soul and telling everybody how much I love them. I would probably try and find a way to spend some time with a baby. I totally would. I would go find like some kid that was in the foster system or something and just love the shit out of that kid. Because I haven't been a mom yet, and that's like top of my priorities list. And then I would spend the rest of my time with Bo, obviously, just being silly and idiots, drinking something awesome. Oh, and lots of junk food. Lots of junk food. If you had an unlimited budget, who would you cosplay? That's tough. I'm gonna go with the current cosplay on the top of my dream list, which would be Lady Death. If you're not familiar, look that shit up. It's fucking dope. And the reason, like, I think it would require an unlimited budget is I would never do it unless I could get the hair just as right as my chest is for that character. So I would need, like, probably like an $800 wig minimum to do Lady Death properly. Oh god, that'd be so awesome. If you have a burning desire to see that cosplay from me and you have way too much money on your hands, let me know. Get in touch with me. Let's make it happen. What's your passion? What do you want to be doing in 20 years? The thing is, like, exotic dance, it might seem silly to people. I know it seems silly to people. Because of how many people sit me down at work and be like, oh, you're too good for this. But I'm passionate about performing on stage. I like stripping on stage. I like pole dancing on stage. I like catcalling the audience on stage. I love it. And I love doing lap dances too. Excuse me. When people are into it and being respectful and like playing along with me, because I mean, lap dances are role play. They're definitely role play. I get plus 10 fucking charisma from my implants, I think. But it's role play and I love it. It's great. I absolutely love my job. I'm passionate about it. I hate when it goes wrong. You guys have seen me cry on Snapchat. But I'm very passionate about that. Do I want to be doing it in 20 years? I mean, yeah, in a dream world, but I don't think that's going to happen. I would be 52 years old in 20 years. I know very few women dancing past 40. Very few. They're out there, but very few. Past 50, I know of one. I've met one. So yeah, probably not an option. In an ideal world in 20 years, I would be like painfully proud of my kids doing whatever the fuck they were doing after high school. College, art, whatever. God, that'd be so fucking rad. And I would probably be, let's see, here we go. I would like to be the personal assistant to my husband, who at that time would be directing and assistant directing on whatever fucking amazing series HBO is doing at that time. That's my dream world. And, you know, traveling here and there. That is all my questions. If you guys have a question and you want to ask, you get in touch with me. I would love to do another one of these. This was really fun. And eventually I would like to do more quality and such, but yeah, you guys know me. I'm slowly building up and improving. Anyways, I am Josie the Fiend. You are wonderful. Thanks for joining me, lovers.